Okay, it looks like this might be solo for me. So as anyone jumps in, that would be fantastic. If not, that's fine. This technically is the closing call, so it doesn't need to be a ton of information, although I will share a few things, and then I will send this out with a little bit of this information, or we can have a follow-up kind of connection if you want one-on-one. Remember, everyone gets their free body goal session. We can have a free 20-minute, go in deep, see what you brought out of this, how you felt coming in, what you might need some tweaks and or concerns, or did fabulous with, and how to get to the next level of this. So we can go over anything, everything that's happening within you, specifically for you. And it could be reflective from the detox, or it can be absolutely unrelated, but that you need attention in this avenue, in this direction. So two things I wanted to kind of go over within the detox. You came in with certain amount of issues, maybe, or ideas, and then you kind of had a path that you were wanting to take in a direction that you're wanting to go in. So I hope you did meet those goals. I hope you did push yourself a little bit or hold yourself back, depending on what it was for you that you needed. But within this, there is also a level of what you learn or how you do around being influenced and reinforced by the community. So going back and forth with everyone, interacting, we also start to learn and shift and pay attention to maybe a little bit deeper what's going on inside within us. So the detox, you develop healthier habits, hopefully, and most likely. And when you're in the detox, you often see which habits are coming up for you, things that you need to address that maybe you didn't even notice going into this detox. So this is really important. And each time I do it throughout the years, in the beginning, it was really profound. And then I thought I was doing it because I just understood that my body needs these major juncture detoxes. Oh, shoot. So I think I just lost internet for a second. Here's hoping that doesn't happen again. Let me just move this baby. So each time it was maybe more reflective of knowing I needed this, knowing my body needed it. But every time I did it year after year, something else would come into the picture. One year, maybe it was my mind. Maybe there was too much clatter, chatter, everything going on in my mind. Maybe it was anxiety. Maybe it was a depressive state that I knew that my body was too heavy, too stagnant, too laden down with things. So each time you go through it, I really encourage you to either keep your journal or kind of go through, like, what is it this season that I need to address? What's going on in me right now, or in my environment, or whatever it is, or wherever it is. So you may see that your habits start to shift. And within that, so do some relationships. People might be looking and, why are you doing that? Like, what are you doing that for? Why aren't you going to drink at the party tonight? Yeah, come have ice cream with me. And like, all these little influences. And after a while, you're starting to realize you feel better the other way. Like, you feel better going through the detox, maybe pulling some of these layers off of you, or you start to get to see who's influencing your behaviors, who's kind of controlling the way you're acting, reacting, thinking, doing. And each time you do these cleanses, you get a little stronger within your own identity of, this is what I need. I know I believe in the proof of this working. And guess what? I'm really strong at my convictions. And if you want to come along with me, I can share all my information and tell you how I did. Each time you go a little bit deeper, but within that, your core strength gets really more prominent and more like, it's almost out there. You start wearing, like, I used to always just be that weird person that did weird things. And now people are starting to see results as we're getting older, like, maybe some of those things weren't so weird or so out there, or so, because it's not like I'm inventing this. They're about 7,000 years old, these traditions, and they're done by every other culture aside from Western mindset. Unless you're in a Western mindset and you happen to be influenced by really good people who do this, we're like the babies in this, and we're just joining in. But 7,000 years, people have been understanding, listening to their body, going through these junctures. So I really encourage you to be strong and stay within your convictions. So investigate, what are people reinforcing you, not reinforcing, who's helping, who's hindering these cleanses, or even just your daily habits. Are they starting to shift a little bit? Are you starting to feel waking up early and taking a couple minutes to myself first? Maybe that meant waking up 15 minutes early before your household or before work or before like jumping that cup of coffee or onto your cell phone. Now you're starting to realize, you know what, that 15 minutes is crucial. I love it. And you add a little body, breath, body movement into it. Now you even feel better. You know what? I don't need that coffee. I'm going to wait a half hour. Or, whatever it was for you that you added in or took out, pay attention to it and see what you liked about it and what you didn't like about it. So this closing call also, I want you to think and then get back to me after. What would you like me to improve on? What did you really find really important? And maybe we should add something in, take something out. Like, what are your takeaways? What do you want to give back to the community? So that's what the closing call usually really kind of gets into, how everybody did in reacting with each other and kind of just on the level. Or some people are way up here in cleanses. Some people are just starting. And it's kind of hard getting in that first week to eliminate things. They're like, oh gosh, that was hard. After a while, you start to feel like, oh, I can't wait to get all this stuff out of here. I can't wait to start. So it becomes a developed process. And I guarantee if you keep these going, the fall and the spring, the fall and the spring, you're going to start craving them. Your body knows when it's time. So growth relationships are positive stressors. So sometimes to change relationships, or you'll start to notice that you really want a stronger relationship in some direction or not. Maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a family member that you've been kind of against for a while, or things are really kind of a lot of friction in there, but then you shed so much off of you that maybe some clarity comes out. And maybe you're like, you know what? This is a really hard relationship to reclaim. But now in my heart, I see it's worth it. It's really worth it. So it's going to be hard. I'm going to get anxiety. My body's going to tighten up. My brain's going to get, scared. My body's going to react to that. Or they're going to say that stupid thing they always say, and I'm going to get angry. Those are positive stressors on the body when it's towards a positive outcome. So if you notice things that you wanted to address were becoming harder, do it deeper. Because it's a positive stressor, you start to learn to act rather than react, which I found profound one year. I had a huge issue that I had to address, and I just was putting it off because it was really easy to just ignore it. And as I got into the cleanse, I started, that onion was peeling off of me, and I started to really feel strength and compassion at the same time. And I knew exactly where it was going. That arrow had a pinpoint. And I said, you know what? I'm really nervous and I'm getting all these feelings are coming up. This is really, really hard. But if it's coming out of my core in a detox, it's really worth it. So I just decided to go with it. I'm so grateful because to this day, and that was about 3.5 years ago, that relationship is so strong. It is so heartfelt, and it was so worth every bit of anxiety and anger and resentment I had as I went through the process of dealing with this. It became the most positive stressor because my body learned to be angry for that minute and then let it go, or be so anxious that I was sweating, or my heart was out of my chest when I had to confront this person. And after a while, it got stronger to where I wasn't reactive. I no longer was having the heart palpitations. I wasn't like ready to go, oh, you're doing it again. I started to realize how my own body was stronger now and could handle it and just be like, okay, that was just step 1. I'm on step 4 now. So I challenge you to really try to investigate some of those relationships. It could be work, it could be, friends, it could be your loved ones, but they're positive stressors. It's like taking a cold shower, the cold plunges, doing the breath work where like I went for a run the other day and I really challenged myself where I got to the top and I felt like that high school child that I coached that was telling me they were having a panic attack. They couldn't breathe. And I would have to walk them through it. I got to the top of the hill and I was like, holy God, I think I pushed it a little bit too hard, but you come out of it and the body's stronger. It's so much stronger. So positive stressors, all of them that we do, make every bit of that body tissue, the brain, whatever you're dealing with, make it stronger and less reactive. We don't want reactive stress. We want active stress. So there's a few things in the closing that I really would like you to really remember as takeaways that are super positive for the body. And they're probably really hard, but I really encourage you to go forward and finish it and keep addressing it until it is a completed eustress. So we have stress and eustress. Eustress are those positive stressors that bring us to homeostasis, where the body wants to be handling hard and easy, on and off, but without reactivity. So go jump in a cold shower, go cold plunge, go do the heat, do the hard workout, or address the situation that's really hard. So that, especially women, the throat chakra, thyroid issues, things that, every thyroid issue, a lot of women, much more prominent than in men, because we're told to like not voice our opinion for now centuries. Keep it in, be lady, don't do this, don't address. And then maybe, or we're not a good listener. So the thyroid is not only being able to voice your opinion, it's also really, really being a listener. Some people talk over people and they're never listening, or they don't feel like they really have kind of any idea of what someone is about or talking about or interest at all. So they just shut down and they don't listen. But that other person might really need you to listen. They might just need you to listen. That's it. So if you are never paying attention to your communication within the throat chakra, it's really crucial that now maybe this opened up a little bit. Maybe you voiced your opinion, or maybe you listened to someone for a minute. Maybe you lent that ear. So women, especially the thyroid issues, thyroid cancers, it's really prominent in women. So let it go, or let it come in. So very, very important for women. So, and growth relationships are super important, and opening up the heart within the detox is super important too, because we're also very, very closed, and we're very work oriented. We're very go society, nonstop. We have all this influence of social media and everything, which really, really is hard on us. And we start to harden our heart to the simple little things in life. Like, I hope you got to get up in the morning through the detox and maybe spend a little quiet time, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes out in nature. Like when you wake up and it was crazy raining yesterday and the fog over the weekend, it was nuts. But did you take notice of what it smelled like? All the flowers and the trees and everything that were like raining down on us, the smell of the water. I mean, we had little tiny mini floods and streams popping up. So if you took notice for a minute, that it smelled differently, it sounded differently. Every bit of it was a little bit different. And in the morning, and then again at night, everything that you pay attention to is internalized in the body. So I hope you took away a couple really good things from the cleanse, along with detoxing the body. So again, from here, please email me, please DM me or text me. Give me some suggestions, some ideas. Please add this in, or this is really not great for the cleanse. Take this out of here. Times of calls, the afternoon group that was coming on at like 11:12, they said, can you make it 12:30? So there's a little bit different. Anything that works for you in your schedule, we can work around. So any suggestions, put it in a little suggestion box, because I'd love to find out what they are and implement all that need to be implemented to make this a better process for all of us. So that pretty much is the takeaways are really, really important. And I know, Kay, you're just going into yours.
Going into the second week.
Okay, wonderful. So now you're really into like the dietary part, or like I was talking about the stressors on your body and adding them in. So you can keep texting me at any time and saying, this happened or that happened, or can I add a food item in? So there's another very important thing in week 2 that we started to address on one of the calls last 2 weeks ago. And it was the 6 taste in Ayurveda. Are you familiar with that, Kay?
Yes.
So the 6 tastes in cleanse are really important, but they're very important to also pay attention to your dosha, because the spring, of course, is really concentration on the bitter, astringent, and pungent. They tighten the tissues in the body and they extract from the body. So that's why in spring, those three dominant taste are abundant. That's all coming up. So within a cleanse, those are the majority of what you're going to find. So I wasn't 100% paying attention to my Vata, you know, I was on my Pitta brain instead of my Vata body there for a while, and lots of juices and greens, and the yard this year was filled with everything. So I was thistle and chick, weed and dandelion and everything else in there, making these amazing shakes and doing things, but I wasn't paying attention a little bit to that nourishing part of the Vata that it needs. I was doing a little bit of the gate, but not like I had in the past spring detoxes. So I started to notice there were certain levels in my body that felt tight, like really tight and kind of dry after a while. And so pay attention to things like that. You might be doing too much or maybe not quite enough, depending on your body. So the 6 tastes are super important. Don't overdo the sweet, but again, the sour and the salty might be perfect for you to get that digestive fire going, to really burn things, to get things going. So you are familiar with it. So just, I encourage you to like kind of pay attention to that.
Okay.
So, and then of course, add any comments or questions that you have along the way.
Okay. I got the Mark Hyman 10-day detox.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? That's like a coffee table book forever for everyone.
So I'm going to try to follow it. Not necessarily, word for word, but overall, yes.
Okay. And you do have my, the recipe book too, right? That came with all the original. So there's.
Yep. I printed it out. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So that's a great, like, okay, I just want a shake today, or I just want a juice today, or I'm not really that hungry, or I need more nourishment today. So that has a little bit of everything. So, and I love Dr. Mark Hyman. He's wonderful. All right. So the next level, which I said I was going to introduce into this a little bit, and this is for this group, I just decided this year to bundle it in. It's not going to be separate. So anyone interested can go right into this after, and I will send the information, the PDFs or the little book. But let me look. I do have it behind there. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let me get out of that. No, not end. Okay, cancel. There we go. Okay, so here is the liver detox. So if we go through, the liver obviously is right here. So everybody has heard, most people have heard of gallstones. People who have gallstones are in an excruciating pain. It's a thing that actually occurs and reoccurs and occurs depending on people's diet, lifestyle, or of course, genetics. Some genetics really play within this. But within this portion of the liver are all the bile ducts. And the bile ducts get completely, see all these gallstones that escape and get into the bile ducts. So year after year, these begin to get so jam-packed with stones, but it's not as painful. It's not as something that's so aware as the gallstones, because the gallstones are where they're produced and it becomes inflamed, and then it becomes enlarged, then it becomes infected. And if you have an infected gallbladder, that's really, really crucial to your health. And I mean, I think you could die from an explosion when you actually, in your gallbladder actually gets to a particular. So it's usually corrective surgery, and they just go in and take the gallbladder out fast. And actually nowadays they're doing it way too fast before people really need it. If people had understood that there is a detox, simple detox to get all of this out of the liver without any invasive surgeries or anything. It's really, really simple. There's 5 days of drinking particular juices and things, and then a flush, which is kind of wacky, but it's just a flush if you've ever done any kind of like, actual internal flushes. And you start to see all these crazy stones come out in like a mesh strainer. I kid you not. So if you've ever had, a lot of people recently too, more people than I ever knew have kidney stones. Again, diet and lifestyle usually. So, but this is what a liver stone looks like. They're these little hard green rock looking things. And there could be thousands in your liver and you have no idea. Aside from someone going in, if you've had particular procedures done where they can tell, oh, well, you have a fatty liver, or you've had liver issues, or you have had to go in for gallbladder surgery or something, or severe pain. A lot of times, if we could just do these detoxes, and believe it or not, children can do the detox. It's that easy. Children, because of our processed foods, a lot of children now, which back in time would never have had liver stones or anything, because the body kind of produces and goes, especially children are very active. Well, children nowadays are very inactive. They're very stationary, stagnant, stuck to screens, eating ultra processed foods, oils, and all the like. So even children can do a liver stone cleanse. Most people don't understand, like they don't want to put their children through it. But if you think there's any borderline issues with your child, diabetes, obesity, things that are like kind of becoming very prevalent, which is really sad, but within our younger communities, can also benefit. So these crazy stones come out of your liver. And like I said in that quick little Loom video, I thought, I'm pretty healthy. Like I have things, everything's coming out. My blood work comes back, my usually, exams and things and my different stuff. Well, guess what? Every time I do it, I have liver stones. I've never had a gallbladder issue that has ever made me alarmed and something's wrong, but the bile ducts get clogged. And if you don't produce enough bile to go in and aid in digestion and your insulin levels, so many things go wrong in your body. And as we get older and older and older, it starts to become other issues. And then when those issues get bad, that's when we finally address it and go to the doctor. And the doctor finds the other issues that have come from this because of the backup in our digestive, our normal digestion, metabolism, assimilation. This is all part of the methylation in our body. How all this good food will turn to energy in the body. So it gets impaired year after year as our poor little bile ducts here. It looks like it looks like the LA freeway. And that's what it can look like. It can become that congested. So this again will be just a free bundle added to our cleanse. If anybody wants to go, through it, one of my colleagues has actually done a quick little ebook. It's fantastic. It has all the pictures and the juices. And then I actually have from ones that I've done, that's the old fashioned, like the PDF that gives you in words what to do. So I can incorporate the two. I did not write my own ebook yet. I didn't get that far, but I probably will at some point in the near future to keep it all within my little ebook library. So anyone who is kind of curious about what this is all about, you can just tell me you're interested and I will send the information to you. I will be doing it and I will post it again in this group, kind of how I'm doing it. It's only 6 days. I think it's 6 days. The night of the 6th, the 7th is when it's over. But there's no interruption of anything like day 1 through 5, 6. Like you're just drinking certain things at certain times. Tart cherry juice, apple juice, one or the other. It's super, super simple. Things that start to soften the liver and the liver tissue to get ready to release the bile. The liver stones. So I think it's pretty freaky, but it's pretty essential to like that next level of health. So those are the crazy stones.
Should I wait until I'm done with the detox to do it? Okay.
Yes.
I
Definitely.
have done gallbladder cleanses in the past with grapefruit
Did you
juice.
collect stones?
There were lots of stones, yes.
Right? Isn't that
Yes.
crazy?
It is crazy.
Okay.
So I will be doing it after I'm done with my detox then.
Okay. Yes. Go through the detox because you really want the body to start to be in that messaging process. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So now I just finished and I'm going to start I'm going to gather all my 2 juices. I like to do the tart cherry Some days maybe I add in the apple juice. Sometimes I add a little bit of the apple cider vinegar, depending, because my, especially coming off of a cleanse, I said I went a little bit too harsh on the extraction on mine, just because the juices just tasted so good. I was, going a little bit too much. So I'm going to put a little bit like more lubrication in my body. So I'm going to start in a couple days. So
Okay.
definitely finish the cleanse first.
Okay.
And I mean, anyone, if your family members are, kind of in need or on board, it's really simple for anyone to do. They do not have to do a cleanse first. So anyone, can share this information with anyone. I'm offering it to this group because it used to be a bundle, because people were like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I think this group getting into the level that people got into, it's such an easy next step. And I think everybody would kind of benefit from this, because you feel, as you know, Kay, you feel so internally lighter, like just, it's bizarre. So I encourage everybody to give it a try. All right. Usually now, with many more people on the call, we have, like a Q&A. I did this and it didn't work. I did that and I loved it. How can I change this? So, Kay, if you have any questions, fire away. Anything going forward in the next week?
I think I'm pretty good. I have the recipes, and tomorrow I'm going to do my shopping, and I should be ready, set, go. I have to get my juicer out. It's downstairs on a shelf somewhere, so I have to locate it. But
Okay. If you don't, I have two.
Oh, I have one. I just haven't had it out in a while.
Okay.
Used
Yeah, I
to always
moved
be on
mine up
my
into,
counter.
I put mine on the counter in clear space. I was like, you know what? And I have the extractor one. I have both. I have the centrifugal force, but trying to clean that used to drive me crazy. So a year and a half ago, I invested in the extractor one that just kind of put, my God, it's amazing the juices you get. And then I don't know if you saw one of the past looms or the videos, you take some of the pulp, like some of the good pulp, put it back in for a prebiotic and a kind of a fiber.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's my plan too, to get lots and lots of fiber. It's been my plan. Like, I've been doing it for a week. It's a week Wednesday, so I've been getting a lot of fiber. We had 2 parties we had to go to, and I was really, really good at the parties.
Good.
And really proud of myself, because
Yes, that's huge.
It's hard when,
Very.
yeah. So
Oh, good for you. Yeah.
I already feel the cleanse taking effect.
Good.
So
Wonderful.
this next week, I'm just going to knock it out of the park, hopefully.
Good for you. We're going to send up some big joy balloons.
Yeah, so if I have any questions, I'll just text you
Yes.
as I go through.
Any questions?
All right.
All right. So pay attention to the mornings, go out if you can. At night, notice the sky turning different colors, like, take in all the senses, because the body balances on all the senses. All the senses keep us grounded. They keep us aware. They keep us, our intelligence at a different level. So instead of focusing it's usually nowadays, our sight and our taste have become the most dominant. Our smell, people don't even pay attention. Our hearing, not so much. Our sight is, screens. So we have to start to use, and our touch is our skin, the amount of that we take in on our skin. So any lotions, if you could get super natural, just a couple oils, don't even use lotions if you don't have to, like anything that has a processed something in it, eliminate all your skincare too. And go back to super easy, basic things if you have the ingredients.
Yeah, I don't use deodorant. I don't use moisturizers, not much of anything really. I probably should, but I don't use some stuff.
I just make all my own oils, and I've been using them for about 5 years now. I haven't even purchased moisturizers or anything, because the oils, and I just add essential oils to them and different things so I make all my own skincare. So it's easy, super easy.
A lot of it's rancid. I find a lot of, if you buy the natural skincare, it
Oh,
smells like the oils are rancid, don't you think?
yeah. So I just buy the oil and then whatever I'm mixing, combinations, essential oils, whatever, and I use. I'm actually making another batch tonight of my vitamin C. Where's my thing?
Yep.
So serum, like for my face. So things like that are so simple. Hyaluronic acid, hyaluronic acid, the gel, things like that are super beneficial and really simple to make.
Okay. Well, that'll be my next job then. After I
Okay.
get, after I get all the food and everything I need for this detox.
All right, terrific. Okay. All right then. Good luck. And everyone else, thank you. I'm going to send this recording out and contact me if you want to try the next level of the liver detox because it's really easy, super simple, as Kay has, backed me up on that. And it's so, so beneficial. And it's the results are like, oh my God.
Well, that's from me. Whew. You don't know what you're carrying around, do you?
Right. Not at all.
And I think the detox also kind of gets rid of parasites and things too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So
All
it's
right,
it's
good.
it's fantastic.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you and have a good night and a good start to this week coming up. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye now.